So Mahomes, he's looking to hoist the Lombardi Trophy for the fourth time. That would tie him with Montana and Bradshaw for second most all-time as a starting quarterback behind Brady and his sensational 7. Yesterday, Brady's former coach had a fascinating suggestion on what we could do differently when it comes to that Lombardi Trophy.
Players win games. You can't win games without good players. I don't care who the coach is. It's impossible. You can't win without good players. You know, it's Brady, it's McGinnis, it's Vrabel, it's Bruschi, it's Corey Dillon, it's Randy Moss, Troy Brown, Lawyer Malloy, Ty Law, Rodney Harrison. Those are the guys that won the games, man.
Okay, that's not the soundbite we were looking for there, guys. Do we have the part where he suggests the renaming of the trophy? Is that not available to us? Someone tell me in my ear. Okay, so in that soundbite, Bill Belichick suggests that maybe they rename. That was the beginning of him saying, great coaches don't ever win anything without great players.
Right.
And that if they should rename the Lombardi Trophy, Jim Gray, who's doing the interview, says, well, they don't call it the Bart Starr Trophy, they call it the Vince Lombardi Trophy, which is actually a fascinating thing for him to say. And Belichick responds, well, maybe they should rename it the Brady Trophy. Shefty, your thoughts?
You had the best thought. Can you mind sharing your thought of all?
Well, there is no name for the Super Bowl MVP trophy. They have named the NBA Finals MVP now, that trophy after Bill Russell.
Yep.
And they could easily do the same with this and give the Super Bowl MVP trophy, make that the Tom Brady trophy.
And by the way, there's still 10 days left to the Super Bowl. It's not too late to put that rule
Do it right
into
now.
practice.
Yeah.
For the Sunday Super Bowl, where
Right.
Tom Brady is going to be the broadcaster and be able to present the Tom Brady Award to the Tom Brady Super Bowl MVP.
That's actually, I hadn't thought of it. He will be there. You're exactly right. The very first one he could hand to Travis Kelce.
So
which
what
is
are we
my
waiting
prediction.
for, right?
Yeah.
Let's get this done. Maybe we'll email the commissioner in the break and say, get this done by the start of the Super Bowl.
Do you have his number? Can you text Raj? I don't mean to suggest. I can't just say, hey, Raj. Had a thought while we were sitting here, but I know someone who can. I mean, so let's do this. Let's see if we can happen right now, Seth. These 2 hours. Commissioner Goodell, are you aware of our ratings right now? We have such.
You know what?
There's a lot of people watching. Text Roger.
I'm going to send him the email.
Let's do it. Okay. By the end of, let's see if we can't make this happen. They should not rename the Lombardi Trophy. There's a lot of history with that.
The very first coach to win a Super Bowl, and plus, what did you bring up in the meeting? About it being a team game, right?
Yeah, you'd be hard, like it's a team game to having an individual player, you know, with his name on right. It just takes away from it. Yep. I like the point that you brought up. It brought up in the meeting.
Every Chiefs fan is looking at this and they're seeing Shefty shoot this email and they're saying, Shefty, just at the bottom, right, P.S. Mahomes is on his way to winning even more MVPs in the Super Bowl than Brady, so just have an asterisk next to it and be ready for it to be called.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Did he respond already?
Before I can even email, one of the NFL officials just texted me. We are changing it to the Greeny Trophy.
Well, if I couldn't get the GM job, at least we could have gotten that. No, I actually think it's a very good idea. Lombardi Trophy should stay what it is.
Yes.
There's too much history there.
Yep.
He wasn't. I like the celebration of history, even if Mahomes winds up winning 10 of them.
Yeah.
You celebrate the sport's history. The history of football is Vince Lombardi. This is a way that people who don't know anything about the Packers of the 60s, just ask Chris Russo, he'll tell you, they learn about Vince Lombardi. And I like the idea of Tom Brady being the one that we celebrate right now, and we'll give something else to Mahomes when the time comes.
And there's no name on the trophy right now, so it doesn't. It's easy enough to just do it. Like, why not put his name on it? And if the league even wants to get even more creative and generate more revenue, we could say it's the Tom Brady Trophy brought to you by whoever. And sell it to us.
I like the way you think, Chet.
This is really working. I mean, I didn't know how productive a morning we were going to have here. I would say so far this is going very well. They have award. The NBA has done this, right? I think. Make sure I'm getting this right. The Eastern Conference MVP is Bird, and the Western Conference MVP is Magic. And then, which award is Michael? Is that MVP of the All-Star game? Michael has an award too. What am I
Is it
thinking?
Kobe? Yeah, Kobe's the All-Star game.
Kobe. So what is Michael? There's a Michael Jordan award. Is he the Finals MVP or is it
He
Russell?
don't need it. Sometimes I dream that
No, I
he is
understand
me.
that. They just award the MVP a pair of shoes.
Right.
Okay, I got to look that up. I may have that. Michael Jordan definitely has an award, so we will look that up. We'll get into it. In the meantime, that's the NBA of the NBA Finals. So what is Bill Russell? Okay, and what is Jordan?
The voice of God. Tell you
I got John Fink talking in my ear. Okay, we've lost complete control here. Let's take a break and we'll get all this figures at once. Let's see what memories we create a week from Sunday. Of course, Patrick Mahomes will be looking to hoist the Lombardi Trophy for the 4th time, which would tie him with Joe Montana and Terry Bradshaw for the 2nd most all-time behind Tom Brady. In a fascinating conversation that Bill Belichick had with Jim Gray, Belichick suggests that maybe they name the trophy after Brady. Listen to this.
Players win games. You can't win games without good players. I don't care who the coach is. It's impossible. You can't win without good players. It's Brady, it's McGinnis, it's Vrabel, it's Brewski, it's Corey Dillon, it's Randy Moss, Troy Brown, Lawyer Malloy, Ty Law, Rodney Harrison. Those are the guys that won the games, man. I didn't make any tackles. I didn't make any kicks. That was Vinatieri that made that kick in 4 inches of snow.
They don't name it the Star Trophy. It's named the Lombardi Trophy.
Maybe they should name it the Brady Trophy. He won 7 of them.
Okay, all the credit in the world to Jim Gray. That's an outstanding little thought to immediately posit in the middle of a conversation that I assume was sort of top of mind. Like, I don't know, I don't think they planned that. It didn't sound like it. Anyway, one way or another, Belichick makes an interesting point. Now, in the NBA, do we all know what the NBA trophy is named, right?
Yeah.
The Larry O'Brien trophy?
yeah.
Does anyone in the world know who that was?
Former commissioner.
Right. I mean, I'm the only one who knows. Larry O'Brien was it's actually more recent than Vince Lombardi was the coach. He was the commissioner of the NBA in the late 70s and the early 80s before David Stern got there. So the championship trophies in the big sports are not named for players.
Yeah.
But the MVP trophies are. So let's show you.
In basketball.
In basketball and baseball. Let me put up C58. The NBA regular season MVP award is the Michael Jordan Trophy. The Finals MVP is the Bill Russell Trophy. The World Series Most Valuable Player Award is named after Willie Mays. So that got us to thinking, and Shefty, you are already starting to do the legwork on making this happen. What should we do?
I don't know that we're going to have any luck doing this, Green, but again, it came up in the morning meeting, and to overhaul the name of the Vince Lombardi Trophy isn't going to happen. But there is no name of the Super Bowl MVP trophy. No name. It's the Super Bowl MVP. Well, we could very easily just name that the Tom Brady Super Bowl MVP. I believe you first proposed this idea.
Yes, I
in the
did.
morning meeting.
Like most geniuses, I won't be fully appreciated. It's so long after my time.
And then
that
I
was
tried
my
to
idea.
speed up the timeline with Tom doing the color for this game, this Super Bowl. He'll be in attendance. Tom Brady can give out the Tom Brady Super Bowl MVP award to the winner of the Super Bowl MVP award. There's no reason not to put his name on that award. And if one day Patrick Mahomes surpasses Brady in Super Bowl wins, then they can rename it the Patrick Mahomes Award at that point in time. But right now, nobody has won more Super Bowl championships. Nobody's done more in the postseason. Nobody's created a bigger football legacy than Tom Brady. It's a nameless trophy right now. Why not honor the legacy of the great players of the game and put his name on it?
So we brought this up earlier today. You texted Roger Goodell,
I
right?
emailed him.
Email. Have we heard back yet?
Not yet.
Okay, we got to
He's
get
busy.
him. He may
That's
be
not high on his priority
They
list.
left you already.
but it's a good idea. It is Roger, if you're watching, it is a good idea. And to your point,
It's a great idea.
There's no cost to it. Like there's no downside. Who's going to be upset by this? He won 7 Super Bowls. He
By the way, a Hall of Fame player texted me
Yeah.
and said, Tom Brady on the MVP award, Super Bowl. And I said, you like it? He said, I love it.
What do you
That was
think?
a Hall of Fame player that texted me
D-Wood,
about that.
let's make this happen.
I love it. I do. I mean, because, I was, maybe I'm a traditionalist, but I was just against changing the Vince Lombardi trophy. I'd rather have a coach who's in charge of a team for a team award rather, now Tom Brady being on, a player, individual player award, I'm all for that. Like, I would love to see that.
Me as well. And I don't think you should change the Super Bowl trophy because the Lombardi trophy just has a ring to it.
Yeah.
But as far as naming Tom Brady as the Super Bowl MVP trophy, I'm down with that.
Yeah, the NBA has done a bunch of these. The Eastern Conference Final MVP is the Larry Bird Trophy. The Western Conference is the Magic Johnson. You got Michael winning the. So you're honoring your greatest players of all time.
Exactly.
And a memory. And the All-Star MVP is for the late great Kobe Bryant. So there's really no downside to this, and Brady would be the right guy. And look, if Mahomes passes him, then that's fine. We still honor the greats of the history of our game. We can name something else for Patrick Mahomes, or however you want. Let's worry about that problem when we get there. If he wins this week, it's 4. He's still got 3 more to go. The list of quarterbacks it's only 4 of them in the world that have 3 Super Bowl MVP or Super Bowl championships. So we still got a long way to go to worry about that.
And I think that's the coolest part about it when you say we honor the history of the game. I have an older brother who's 15 years older than me. So when he talks about players, it makes me have to go Google and search the guys that were a part of his generation. I now have a 9-year-old son. When I'm talking about some of the greatest players that ever played, he doesn't know about those guys. So when you name a trophy, it can be 40 years from now and it's named the Tom Brady Super Bowl MVP trophy. And there may be some little kid, like I've heard about this Brady guy, that makes you go on whatever platform it is at that point and start to look up his highlights.
We've listed a lot of reasons as to why it should happen. Give me one reason why it shouldn't.
No, there isn't one. That's the point. And that's the beauty of it, is there isn't any downside to it. He won, by the way, 5 Super Bowl MVPs. He won 7 Super Bowl championships, 5 Super Bowl MVPs, which by definition is the most of anybody all time because Montana and Bradshaw only won 4 Super Bowls. And they weren't the MVP every time. And Mahomes, I believe, has been the MVP of all 3 of their Super Bowl championships. If he wins it a week from Sunday, maybe he gets to 4. I think this idea has a lot of momentum. So you tell me, you know all these people. How are we going to make this? I don't have anybody's phone number. I would call.
You have mine.
I would be on this. I will text you and say to do this. But
every time I text him, I get the other Mike Greenberg in Tampa.
I can't tell you how much of that guy's mail I have received. I could break 1,000,000 stories with all the insiders that are constantly texting the wrong Mike Greenberg. Anyway, so I think that the most important piece of this for people to bear in mind is that the other sports do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Bill Russell, Willie Mays. Tom Brady belongs in the company of those players in terms of his career accomplishments, correct?
Absolutely. It is the perfect comparison. Bill Russell is the greatest winner in the history of his sport. Mays, not the greatest, didn't win all the World Series that some of the others did, but certainly, in many people's opinion, the greatest player that ever lived. That's what Brady is. Brady, all the winning, all the greatness, all that kind of stuff. It makes a lot of sense. Let's make this happen. Okay.
How's it going, everybody? Villa Sports Network here. Just want to thank you guys for your support on the channel. Thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you all enjoyed it. Also want to kind of remind you to don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment on the video if you like as well. But regardless of the fact, thank you again for your support, and hope to see you on the next video.